Well, hello everybody. It's time for picks for tomorrow. As my leans for tomorrow. Then I'm gonna do all my actual picks after that. I get down to her. So be watching on my Twitter at Pearlo. See that? Pearlo's NHL POW, where you'll get more of the fine frolic picks there. I'm gonna send some people a link and we'll get started on it. So right now, I'll tell you about my picks today. It's up and down. The good thing about it is I'm 2 for 1 on my premium plays. One of my premium plays was St. Louis money line. It was a nice plus money for 3 units. My second 3 unit play was Marchenko over 2.5 shots. So we got that, but I lost my 2 unit play. Now it was Burns over 1.5 shots. So I ended up being up about 3.5 units on my. So that puts me green for today. Like whatever else happens today doesn't change. The one thing that is annoying is for some reason my Sportsnet Plus is buffering all over the place. So I'll quickly go over the games that I did today and tell you what I had as I first look for my oh yeah, I forgot. Did I put oh, that's my old one. I forgot to put the oh well, it's got Frolic on it. So I forgot to put the thumbnail. Okay, sorry, I got people in here anyways. If you're in here and you want to come on, you just let me know. I'll send you a link. Hey Flyers guy, how you doing? So I'll go over what I did for today. My Sportsnet Plus is buffering all the heck. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's really ticking me off. But I'll look at today's games, and I started off with Tampa Bay Lightning. I had Tampa money line and in regulation and team total over 3.5. So that was good. Did well on that game. I Senators kicked my ass. I brutal. Wow, 32 shots. This Predators team, they're playing hard. They don't know they suck yet. So when they ever decide to know they suck, I'm sure they'll start losing. But I lost a bit on that one. I had the Jets, and I think that was it. It was just Jets money line. The Islanders suck, man. They suck. Simple as that. The Jets actually had a bad record against the Islanders, but the one thing I noticed was I think they'd only won 2 of the last 10, but they were all later in the season. This is the first time they played the Islanders in the middle of the season. So, or in the beginning of the season. And they're great usually when they start off. So I figured they'd just keep on rolling. I think they're going to have problems down the road if they don't get people back like Sandberg and Perfetti. But for now, against an Islanders team, I thought that was a pretty good bet, and I did get it. What's next? We had the Red. Well, I'm never betting the Leafs again. I say that all the time, and then I end up betting them. They did outshoot Detroit 40-. But there's something wrong with that team, man. There's not the right cohesion. I said they were going to struggle early. And then I go bet them here. But usually it's like it's an instant revenge. They lost to Detroit. Now they'll come back and beat Detroit, and they gave it a good shot. They had 40 shots, but that team is it's just not what I don't know. Again, I thought there would be chemistry issues, and there is. So I lost. I had a little bit on the Panthers, and but that's was very little, so it didn't really matter. I should have probably took the Flyers there. It was a Flyer spot. I had the Devils money line, but I also had the over, so I didn't do very good on that one. I did have shot props that came in on that game that put me pretty much even. I had the Blues. Oh, who? I'm gonna look. I noticed the Blues got a goal at the end there. That could really have helped me a lot. Let's see here. Who scored that? Neighbors, yes. Oh my gosh, that works out really well. I had Neighbors. Did Thomas get a point? No, he didn't. All those goals and Thomas didn't get a point. But I had Neighbors ATG. So, and I also had St. Louis. That was a 3-unit play. That was one of my premium plays. So I did, and team total over 3.5. It's kind of been a back and forth. LA just scored. Fiala, that's good. I had him for shots, so he just got 2. Excellent. Maybe they can. I just need one more goal from them. I got a little parlay at +1.5. I wouldn't be surprised if they get it. So we did. I did all right. I did all right there. It's been sort of a back and forth day, and that's all we got so far. Right now, I have, like I said, I had the Kings +1.5 and a little parlay. I got huge. I need one more point, but I took a parlay of Rossi and Boldy to score a goal and Rossi and Kaprizov to score a goal. I've been doing that. Right now, I'm up about half a unit on that play. So I should be green on that. If I get Kaprizov assist, I'll be up a full unit just on props in that game. So that'll be cool. And if I got the shot props for both Kempe and Fiala, shots. I did. I got the shot prop, so I'm going to be green on that game. Excellent. So that's what we got so far. Went to the Avalanche game today. Oh, cool. Yeah, McKinnon is amazing. That shot he did from like outside the hash marks, just beautiful. What a beautiful shot that was. Where did my live go? Come on. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to get into the games for tomorrow. First, I'm going to share this out to a couple people so we can get some more people in here. So these are going to just be sides and totals, and it's just going to be sort of. You can tell me in the bottom tell me in the comments what you got. I'm just, like I said, I'm sending this out to a few people that I know wanted to come on. Oh, come on. Share. Copy link. Okay, there's a couple people. All right. So look at the games in tomorrow, and you can tell me what you are on for that, for those games. These are kind of my early leans too, so take it with a little bit of a grain of the salt. I'm going to be doing a lot more work on these as I go. First, we have the Seattle Kraken on the road against the Montreal Canadiens, and they have been rolling along. Um, well, they won 2 games. I still say they suck. So I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be jumping up for joy quite yet, but you got them at plus 136. Montreal at minus 162. Got the over at 5.5. Montreal is coming off of a everything's moving slow for me right now. Oh, this page isn't responding. Oh, Los Angeles just scored. Why is my computer and everything moving so slow today? My gosh, it's just ridiculous. Okay. Montreal. They didn't just play the Rangers. No, they played Chicago. They just won that game. Yeah, they beat Chicago. They were on a 3-game road trip. Wasn't really all that much travel. So this is their home opener against Seattle. Seattle's coming in fat. They think they're good a little bit, probably, when they're not really. So I got to go with Montreal here. What I like here more than anything, probably, what I'll be putting in is Montreal first period puck line. I think that would be the best play. Seattle, okay, you won 2 at home, but now you're going to go on the road after a road trip, and I think Montreal come out humming for their home opener. They usually always do. So I like Montreal first period puck line. I'll probably look at I wonder what the team total over is. The over's 5, and this could end up being a 6. I'm not sure I like that. I might take the Kraken team total under too. Seattle Kraken minus 105. That's not bad. I kind of like that. Montreal is not like known for their defense yet, but I think Seattle's just going to have a hard time with the speed of this team, especially if they go balls out. But I really like the puck line first period. Montreal team total over 3.5. Only thing is Decord is playing incredible right now. I'm not sure that he's going to continue doing that. I imagine Montembeault is going to be in net here. So those are my 2 picks as of right now for that game. Anybody else got picks on that? Yo, Russell, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in. What do you got? Montreal. I got Montreal puck line first period. I think that's my favorite play there. I'll look at all my props and everything. If you haven't already, make sure you're following me on Twitter. I'm gonna have some premiums tomorrow. My premiums always save me. Like my picks, my regular picks, unless it's a premium like St. Louis was today, they're just like fun stuff that I play. Just so you know, Habs minus 1.5. Yep, I could see that. I could see I like Habs team total over 3.5 too. Pretty good. It's just the court has been playing so well, but it's going to be a little bit different on the road. So that's a good one. Habs in regulation maybe is good. Maybe a little bit of both. Habs in regulation, Habs -1.5. Yeah, Flyers ML today. I didn't play much on that. I really want to see. I should have though because it was a Flyer spot for sure. It was a Flyer spot for sure. My best play today, my best bet today was Marchenko over 2.5 shots. That was my best play today, and I got it. So, all right. So those are a couple of plays. Like I said, I'm not really going to get into props and stuff, and this is more or less just me talking about the games tomorrow. These aren't solid, like my solid for sure picks or anything like that. I haven't thought things out well yet, but I like to come on and just talk about the game. Oh, you had wings as well. Good for you. I hate Toronto. I hate them. I don't really hate the team or anything, but I'm terrible at betting Toronto. And so that should be like an instant. But it's Thanksgiving and all that stuff like that. That team's mentally weak, man. Mentally weak team. And the funny thing is I actually bet Toronto under their points for October. And I didn't and they didn't and it didn't, so it looks like it's going to come in. I'm just going to see if I can get a link here. See if NHL guy wants to come on. There we go. Before I continue here, I'm just going to share this out to a few people. They said they wanted to come on, and I really would like them to come on. But once the Wild game is over, I'll hop on. It is over. No, it's not. It's not over. All right, he's going to hop on when the Wild game is over. Probably a lot of people watching the baseball game too. All right, don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. They'll come on if they want to. Next game. Okay. Oilers versus Rangers. You got me. Help me out with this one, guys, because I don't think it's a big deal that Edmonton beat Vancouver. That doesn't really mean much to me. They're extremely top-heavy team. I still say there's a really good chance they start out slow, but I can't trust the Rangers either. Are they going to play a defensive battle? Shesterkin will be in net. Look at it. Like they played, the Rangers played Washington. They lost like 1-0. This team's all over the place. So they beat Pittsburgh. I mean, I suppose I would lean Edmonton here. I can't trust the Rangers, and Edmonton always starts out slow. Maybe a draw. Maybe this is a draw game. I could give a little bit on a draw, maybe, but I don't really know what I want to do with this game. What do you guys think? I haven't looked at like but he's yeah, they're trying to get confidence in the kid, I guess. They need somebody, man, because I was like correct about Michelli. He's not going to make it on, like, he's not a top 6 guy. So what do you guys think of that Rangers game? I don't know. I seriously don't know. My I'm at a loss to what I want to do there. I don't like Edmonton on the road as a favorite. I don't like the Rangers. I mean, I think I just put a draw on. That's it. Maybe something on the over if Edmonton is really up for it. Over first period. I mean, what's their record against each other? Edmonton owns them the last three times they played. Both twice in New York, but one was like way March, and the other one was in the middle of December. I don't see where October 12th, but that was a long time ago. But Edmonton seems to own them, so I guess I'll go Edmonton. Rangers eat balls, yeah, but so does Edmonton early. I don't know. Rangers are god awful, yeah. Yeah, I'll take the Rangers at minus 135. Or sorry, the Oilers at minus 135. If you're gonna take the Oilers, you might as well take the team total over too. But that's a shitty game. I don't really like it. I may look at the draw. I'll take a closer look at it. It might be one of the few games I don't bet this year. Honestly, I don't know what the hell to do with that game. The only thing I could think of is like, oh, do they have? I think I think the Rangers play like. I think the Rangers play like Tampa Bay next or something like that. They play like some Eastern teams. I'll look at the schedule here if my computer doesn't start actually runs. That'd be nice. There we go. The Oilers are the Oilers playing Calgary? No. This is this week. Yeah. The Oilers play the Islanders right after this. They'll probably win that one. They have a tendency to crap out. This is a stupid game. It's a stupid game. Well, they play Toronto. Rangers play Toronto after this, so I could see them camp out. I'll just give a slight lean to them. I do. You believe the Oilers will win the cup this year? No, I don't think so. Not the way the team is constructed. I don't think they're going to win the cup this year. I think Draisaitl and McDavid can only. I don't think they're going to drag and just above average forward group, not even an average forward group besides them, into the playoffs 3 years in a row. They're going to have to do. If the Oilers add to their forward group, then maybe, yeah. And of course, there's the goaltending issue as well. And I actually have the Habs having trouble this year. They're not going to surprise anybody, but I do think they're going to beat Seattle this time. Last year, the Habs were playing a lot of backup goaltenders, and they were playing balls out offensive hockey and out energy teams, which was really smart by St. Louis, in spots like right after the Four Nations and stuff like that. They came out flying, and they won like 5 road games out of 6 and stuff like that. And they played against a lot of backups, especially when they went out west, because people are just thinking, it's Montreal. It's not that. But that's not going to be the case this year. People are going to know what Montreal is this year. I didn't bet it because it was minus 135. But if it was a decent price, I was considering taking Montreal to miss the playoffs this year. I didn't say it was a fluke. I said that they out-energied teams that they won't be able to do this year. Yeah, like they went the way they were playing last year in those games. You can't. It's not sustainable. That's why I took them to lose to Washington. You can't sustain that. No team can sustain that kind of uh, energy that they were putting out for stretches last year. It's going to kill you before the playoffs. They got to learn how to play a defensive game, 3-zone defensive game. Montreal does. If they're ever going to win anything, they got to learn how to do that. Now, I'm not talking about their defensemen. I'm talking about their forwards. Their forwards, they have to learn how to play 2-1-1s, 1-2-1s. They have to learn how to get back to their spots as a forward group for the defensemen, all of that kind of stuff like that. And I'm not putting them down. They're just a young team, and these kids don't learn that in junior. And they don't learn that in college. They were so talented that they just let them go. So, like I said, either you're going to do it this year, you got to do it eventually. So it was energy and a lot of offensive skill, but they out-energied the team. It wasn't their system because they played virtually no system at all. They left their defense out to dry a lot. But when you're playing when you're playing an energy system like that, you can keep people pinned in the offensive zone. When I take on Fowler, from everything I hear, the kid is like going to be unbelievable. I honestly, I spent so much time on hockey, like the NHL season, that I really don't have, like, ever since I started handicapping, I really don't have time to get in to watch college and junior and stuff like that. So I pay attention to really the scouts, and that I like, there's a couple guys that I trust before I was sports betting. When I would really start, I would watch more, and they're very good, and they usually are right. And from what I understand, Fowler is insane. So that's going to be awesome whenever he's ready to go. I think Montreal's smart though to not push the guy, like, guys like teams like Buffalo did to that kid. I can't remember his name now, that they got from Florida, and he's not doing very well. So, well, like I said, I just take your time with them. It's hard to be a goaltender in the NHL. From what I understand, though, that kid's not far away. Like, he's just that good. And then they can trade Montembeault eventually when the kid's really ready. And Montembeault's fantastic, and they could get like first-line center for him and stuff. But honestly, this year, I think that somewhere along the line, St. Louis has to teach these kids how to win in the playoffs, because you're not going to win like they play in the playoffs now. You're not. And better teams than them have shown that over and over and over again. The Florida Panthers, when they had Huberdeau on their team, and Quinville was coaching them, and then Burnett came in. That year, they won the President's Trophy. I picked them to lose in the first round because the way they were playing, you can't win like that in the playoffs. Tampa Bay, when they played Columbus, won the first. They won the President's Cup. I took Columbus to beat them that year too. You can't win like that in the playoffs. I don't care how talented your team is. If Florida Panthers right now played like they used to, and they had Huberdeau on their team, they wouldn't have cups. They wouldn't. So I have the Sens. I have a little money on the Sens to win that division this year. I don't know if they're going to do it, but it was worth the shot at what the price was. All right, so let's go to the next game that we got. I don't, Edmonton, I'm going to have to look at it more tomorrow. I'm going to have to look at it deeper, because I don't. Now we'll go to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, you got to pay minus 218. They should slaughter the crap out of Nashville. Okay, enough already. Yeah, they got totally outplayed by Ottawa, pretty much, and they got a couple goals. They're feeling it. They got that energy. But I'm not betting Toronto. I'm tired of them. Uh, I mean, they should be able to win this game. Is it national? The Predators have Ahonen in. Toronto will have Primo in, who's probably better than Ahonen. Ahonen is terrible. It's a 6. I might give it a shot at Toronto team total over again. Nashville's coming in from Ottawa after a road trip. They played a tough game against Ottawa. Probably take team total over, I guess. But I'm really I said Toronto was going to struggle early, but I didn't think they would lose that game. I really didn't think they would lose that game. And they probably shouldn't have. They outshot Detroit by a large margin. So yeah, well, like I said, I I got a plus 350. I got a little bit on the Leafs to miss the playoffs. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Michelli, when they got him, like, he's not that great. He's not. And they're finding that out now. I don't think the Panthers went balls out tonight. No, they got 4 games in 6 nights coming up right now. Losing to Philly's not that big of a deal to them. Then they got 2 division rivals, and first Detroit, and then they got a back-to-back coming up. So that game really wasn't something that they were too. It's not division rivals, but they're big games. This was a division rival. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go that. What bet do you like? Toronto puck line for team total over or whatever? Should. I mean, how do you not score 4 on Ahonen in that game? I I don't know how. Ahonen sucks ass. Panthers just had a tough game against Ottawa. They're not a good team. It's only a matter of time before they start fading. And you just lost 2 in a row. You should be embarrassed all the shit. You should absolutely. Like, I could see them getting up early and then settling back because they do have a tough game next. I believe. Yeah, they got New York. Well, if you want to call New York a tough game, but it is at home. They got New York coming in town, but they got to finish that game. They got to get their head together, man. Like, that's for that game anyways. And when it comes to New York afterwards, we'll see. And then they got Seattle. Like, these are games that they've got to win early. But like I said, I thought they were going to struggle early. And I still think they're going to struggle early. They've got a lot of loose weight on that team. Michelli isn't as good as they thought and as people thought. And I knew he wasn't. You're trying that kid up there on the he's not ready. He's not ready. So who did you got to have on the right side? Can't put Domi there. Domi's ass doesn't play defense worth the hell. No way in hell Matthews is going to play with Floater Nylander. I mean, there seriously could be some trouble coming for Toronto Maple Leafs. Their defense can't move the puck, so they got to play back real quick. I think this team is not as good as people think. I've heard people say they're going to win the division and stuff. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Leafs can't get embarrassed. They have no heart in them. Yeah. All right. What's next? So I'm going to say team total over, I guess. Toronto puck line. Like, Toronto should be up 2-0 in the first period. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They should be up 2-0 in the first period. They should score over. They should score 4 goals on Nashville. And then I could see them settling in or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, let's put it, if they lose that game tomorrow, it's early in the season, but there's got to be alarm bells because there's something seriously freaking wrong if you lose that game tomorrow. That's ridiculous. Can't lose to Nashville tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to be a bust, but yeah, you might be right. I mean, I could see it. He's got skill, all right, but he's a very perimeter player, and I don't know. He's got a lot of growing to do as far as I'm seeing. Like what you saw from him today, it looks like he's only going to be able to play in your top six, or he won't play at all. And if that's the case, that guy needs to go down to the minors and he needs to kick ass down there. He can't be up here. This is not the place for him to develop. I don't think. And the fact that they're using him like this shows desperation early. It shows desperation early for Toronto. All right, let's go to the next one. When the Blackhawks are winning. Did they win that game 2-1? They're up 2-1 against Utah Mammoth. I haven't even been watching. What's going on here? Let me quickly check what's going on with the games. The Wild are up 3-2. Hopefully they don't get an empty netter. I got Kempe and Fiala over shots. That's really what my main thing I wanted there. It's really all we're watching there now. Okay. Tampa Bay, Washington. Vasilevsky will be in, and he hasn't looked good, but he usually does start slow. He quite often starts slow. It depends on how long he's slow for. He's coming off of an injury. But Tampa just barely beat Boston. But Boston's been playing with a lot of heart, so I don't want to go too crazy on them. Let's see, what is Washington? Washington just played a lazy game against the Rangers too. It's been kind of back and forth. They played mixed overs and unders. Doesn't this feel like a draw to you? It kind of feels like a draw. There's nothing in here that really makes me go. I'm leaning Tampa Bay. What's the money you're getting on it? Tampa Bay a plus money is probably a pretty good play. Probably take Tampa Bay a plus money. Washington should be up for that game, but Dubois is like gone back to his normal nothingness. Yeah, you like Tampa too? I'll probably go Tampa Bay. I'll look at like first period over stuff tomorrow. Tampa's not really a first period over team. I could see I might go draw in Tampa, draw and dog on that game. But I think Tampa probably just got their legs going against Boston. Washington, what did they beat the Islanders? They didn't look good against the Rangers. I mean, they really haven't looked all that good so far this year. I figured they would probably start slow and maybe even miss the playoffs this year. So A Tampa at plus money is probably the play, I would say. Vegas and Calgary. This Calgary team is bad. Vegas has been kind of coasting through their game so far. Haven't really looked like they got it totally dialed in yet. Dorofeyev over score goal. I mean, might as well take that for sure. Minus 162. The Flames are plus 136. Just a division rival. I'm kind of leaning the under here. Vegas hasn't really been potting them like crazy. We'll bounce back, yeah. I mean, I'd probably take Calgary right now at plus 136 at home. Vegas hasn't really seemed like they put it together yet. They haven't figured out what they're doing with Marner. Canucks are minus 155. Do you think that's high or low against San Jose? Who are they? Who are they playing again? They're playing San Jose. No, they're not. They're not playing San Jose. What am I talking about? Against Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's really high on Anaheim, but I think it's going to take a while for them to get. That Pittsburgh team is really bad, though. And you were just waiting for the dam to break, and it sort of broke against the Rangers. Minus 120. You don't think they should be that big of a favorite? It's just a lot of money. A lot of people were heavy on the Ducks early. I don't want to play them at minus at that price. We don't know even who the goaltenders are going to be in for any of these, but I imagine it'll be Jari. I don't think they'll go back to Shilov's. Wasn't he the one that just got absolutely trounced? Who does Anaheim play after that? Oh, Anaheim's got Carolina after that. They should not be looking ahead to anybody. I don't think they'd look ahead to Carolina, though. I know they're a good team, but they are an Eastern Conference team. But I agree with you. I kind of like Anaheim, but I'm not sure I like it on that price. I mean, they're going to be working hard in this game, for sure. If Anaheim's not ready to work, they could lose that game easy. Pittsburgh has LA after that, and then San Jose. I mean, I could see Pittsburgh winning that game. They got a more veteran club. They got terrible defense. Dostal hasn't looked like bang out, but it's really hard to take Pittsburgh with Jari in that too. Maybe Dostal has one of his better games. We should be getting NHL coming in here right away. Yeah, I mean, Dostal's hot. Pittsburgh's on the road. Have they won? How many games they lost at home? It's only a matter, like, they're bad. Pittsburgh's a bad team. That's the thing. It's just waiting for the energy to wear off. And when they were embarrassed by the Rangers. But I think that's going to happen a lot this year. So see, they beat the Rangers first, then they beat the Islanders, then they lose to the Rangers at home, and now they come all the way out west here. Anaheim barely beats, lost to Seattle, barely beat San Jose. Their defense was terrible. But a minus 155, you don't. Now, if you got a better price. Hey, how you doing, McInnes? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's what I said. Leafs minus 0.5. They piss me off. The Leafs are like my least liked team to bet on. That should have been a team total over 3.5. Like, how do you not? Hey, how you doing, Ron? Wow, all the old guys, the old group are coming in here to talk to me today. How do you not? It's going to be useless Annan in a net, isn't it? And I know that it's going to be Primo for Toronto, but back to back, that was a tough game against Ottawa. Like, they should absolutely freaking crush them tomorrow. They should crush them tomorrow. It shouldn't even be a thing. Help me out, McInnes. Edmonton Rangers. You got to go Edmonton, I guess. But honestly, I think it's probably Edmonton. I just don't think Vancouver is like, just because they beat Vancouver, that doesn't mean that they're not on a slow start again. Yeah, I know it's tough, but I mean, if Toronto should be able to play Nashville, that they shouldn't get more than 20 shots tomorrow. They shouldn't get more than 20 shots tomorrow. So if Primo, and it shouldn't be very high quality shots either. But is Toronto going to do that? Like, should they not be embarrassed that they just lost to Detroit 2 years in a row? I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this, but Andrew, but I put a smidge on Toronto to miss the playoffs this year. I didn't think Michelli was good. Like, they were celebrating him like he was the next. I watched him in Utah. He was used he was used by Turney in ways that would make sure that he as much as possible, he was playing against lower competition. And he didn't care if he started him in the defensive zone or offensive zone, as long as he was going up against third liners and fourth liners. And then once Gunther came in, he couldn't play bottom six. He couldn't play top six anymore on that team, so he didn't play. Yeah, it was plus 350 I got for Toronto to miss the playoffs. Sorry, man. I know you're at least – no, you're a Montreal fan. Never mind. Yeah, I took him for plus 350. It wasn't much. But, okay, here's my logic behind it. Yeah, people say, just because Marner's gone? Well, first of all, Marner is pretty huge to lose to begin with. But Michelli is not a replacement, which I didn't think he was. The kid that they were playing with them today, and I always forget his name. I always want to call him Conroy, but it's not his name. Cowan. He's not ready to play. I don't even think Cowan's ever going to be much more than a 40, 50 point player to begin with. 40 to 50 point player to begin with. He's very offensive. He's very perimeter. He needs to go down in the minors and learn how to play. He can't be up here. There's not a place for him. I admit, he looks slick. He looks like a slick player on the ice. No doubt about it. Yeah, he kind of has a like Barzal-ish type game to him a little bit, but he's not as good as Barzal, and he's not as good defensively as Barzal. So, yeah, you're not putting him there. Max Domi, I don't even want to go into that. I think he's a glorified fourth liner at best. The guy is absolutely abysmal. three-zone defensive player, if you even want to call that. If you put him in the offensive zone and let him pass pucks all day, sure, beautiful passer. But if he's anywhere else on the ice, he's a liability. So Jonathan Drouin, that's a good example. Jonathan Drouin. But I think Jonathan Drouin had more skill when he was drafted. So Jonathan Drouin did have more skill when he was drafted. There's no doubt about that. But Jonathan Drouin was more of a head case than Cowan is. I don't think Cowan's a head case. I just don't think he's like a great player. And he's certainly not ready now. So who are you going to put on that right side? I think you got to keep on going back to Michelli. You can't put Nylander there because Matthews will not play with that floater. There's no freaking way. There's no way. You're gonna kill Matthews if he has to play with Nylander. Tavares should get a medal for being able to play with Nylander all the time. Basically doing all his work in the defensive zone and just flipping it up to the red line while he floats around and scores goals and acts like he's a big star. I mean, he is a beautiful offensive player, don't get me wrong, but he's like what Huberdeau was to Florida before they got rid of Huberdeau. I really don't think that Marner was the problem on that team. So I'm supposed to say what my reasoning was. So here's the thing. You went into, you lost last year to Florida. You were up a little bit. You probably had the best team and chance you had for a while, right? Now you're going to play in the regular season. You're going to realize you're not as good as you were last year. Simple as that. They're not as good as they were last year. Waugh doesn't make them that good. Joshua, there are people saying Joshua's the next Bennett. No, he's not. What the hell are you talking about? He's nowhere near the next Bennett. Oh, they're tougher now. In your bottom six, where you don't need it, they're not on the ice all the time. This team is like, it's going to be Matthews, and when they win high scoring games, they're going to win high scoring games. But the problem is the mental aspect of realizing you're not as good. And if that gets in their head that they're not as good as last year, just mentally, it's hard to push in the regular season when it's tough, because now you're always going to be questioning, what are we going to do in the playoffs this year, since we're not as good as we were last year. So I thought that they could fade. I thought they could fade. I thought there's also the possibility that Matthews gets, I don't know what was going on with him last year. Apparently it's healed. That's good. Have some injuries, have that happen. And before you know it, you also have a defense that can't move the puck except for Riley. Riley's the only one that can move the puck on that defense. And Matthews and Nyes and Tavares are really the only players that come back in the D zone to help them out, that can do anything when they get the puck on their stick. Because it's not Domi, it's not Nylander, that's for sure. Michelli it can't really do all that much down there either. So I could see them tiring out. I could see a lot of things happening. They don't score gritty goals enough. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But I think they get burnt out or I think they burn them out in the regular season too much. I think Marner last year. Now that you're on here, I'm going to stay longer, Andrew, because I love talking to you. Marner last year had the most defensive zone starts. I think it wasn't the most. Out of top six forwards, I think it was like third or fourth in the league for defensive zone starts. The most penalty kill minutes for any top six. He was played in a shutdown role and got 100 and some points, and they didn't rest him. Instead of like resting players down the stretch, they went to win the division for reasons I don't freaking, who cares if you win the division? Why are you wasting your guys winning the division all the time? That guy had unreal. And I saw on StatMuse, check this one out. Marner had the most minutes against elite competition of any top six forward in the league last year. He was fifth in the overall in the league against top five, against elite competition. And the top 10 of the last year were defensemen. He was the only forward, and he was fifth. That's insane, man. So they're using him way too much, and I think they're burning out when they get to the playoffs. And I think it's been like that for a while. And between you and me, well, not between you and me because people are listening now, I think a lot of that has to do with that stupid corporate mentality they have. They're incredibly funded by corps, obviously. And when they bring their business people in, they want to see Marner, they want to see Matthews, they want to see those guys. That's what they want. They're bringing their kids to the games. All they know is they want to see Matthews and Marner. And I think they're forced to play those guys like that. I personally believe that's the case. I have nobody's ever said that. I don't have any insider information or anything like that. I don't even really, I only know like two insiders anyways, and they don't usually tell me too much. So, but yeah. So that's why I just put a little bit at plus 350. I thought it was possible. I didn't, at that time, Barkov wasn't injured, but I still don't think Florida is going to have a problem. I think Tampa is going to be fine. We saw with Detroit, the funny thing I thought about with Detroit is I thought Detroit was going to do a lot of what Montreal did last year. And that is beat teams that didn't see them coming. Like, I think Montreal's going to struggle this year too, because they're not going to be going up against as many backups this year. They're not going to be surprising teams this year. And they're not going to be able to out-energy teams like they did last year, coming off of breaks and just freaking flying without any real system going on. They were just playing an aggressive offensive kick-your-ass system. And it's not sustainable, especially I think it's going to be tougher for Montreal this year. So I didn't take – they have a little more depth, yeah. But I mean, it really isn't about what they have on their team. It's about how they can play this year compared to last year. I kept on going over and over again. How is this Montreal team doing it? As soon as they got to Washington in the playoffs, I had Washington all day. There's no way you're going to be able to win like that in a 7-game series against teams. There's no way. So sooner or later, that team has to learn how to play. Their forwards have to learn how to play 3-zone defensive play. If they have to learn, and I think it's this year it's going to have to. Yeah, teams now know that they're coming and they can plan for them. And if St. Louis is just going to keep on throwing them out there and just playing this aggressive full press offense, and then banking on Montembeault to stop, like he was amazing last year. Didn't get enough credit for how good he was last year. He's incredible. If he would have got the Vezina last year, I wouldn't have complained, to tell you the honest truth. He's that good. And their actual defensemen are very good. No doubt about that, but they're still young. They're still very young. And I think it's going to be a great team. I just don't think this is the year for them to be worrying about that right now. They need to learn. They need to learn how to get some structure on that team. Bringing in was that kid from St. Louis there. That was a good pickup. Very Bulldog. That was a great pickup. I thought that's excellent. That's exactly what that team needed. Habs fans don't speak highly of Monty. Are you kidding me? Why? My gosh, I didn't know that. I think he's absolutely awesome, man. Oh, by the way, aren't you going live tonight, Andrew, or did you do it already? Dobish is not good. Dobish is not good. And that's the other problem. Dobish stole some games early last year, and then, you know, as well as I do, they figured him out up high, and then he was no good anymore. And they don't have Primo anymore. So they got to hope Fowler is like on the fast track of taking that spot, which I hear he is, but I don't know how fast. You probably know more than I do. Like, when do you think that Fowler is going to be ready to play there? Montembeau, you think he's super athletic and can make saves, but he's not the number one? I thought he played. Maybe it's not sustainable. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not. I'm not the best goalie. So it's going to be a couple of years yet. So they're going to need a backup there too. Oh, that's how you feel about Dobish. Yeah. He's got a ways to go. He's got a ways to go. Dobish is like maybe can be Vemelka one day. I think. I think he can be like Vemelka one day, but he needs a lot of work yet to get to that level. And that's not even. That's ceiling, which because Vemelka is sort of a number one, but that's ceiling. He's probably going to be a backup at best. Yeah. Primo had his moments. The good thing about what St. Louis did with Primo last year is he put him in times. He put him in at the right times. He put him in times when like nobody knew who he was. It's one of those. He's one of those goaltenders. If you can put him in, and probably they don't have a read on him. They never played him before. They don't really know his weaknesses. He can do well. He can do well. Dolbish went 5-0 first 5 starts. Yeah. Well, in the AHL, they don't have as many guys that can pick corners like they do in the NHL. They can, so Dobish can get away with it. Get away with his weaknesses a little better in the AHL. Down low, he's really great down low. I mean, if you don't go high on Dobish, he's freaking, like you said, he's super quick, super athletic. He'll stop everything. But if you get him on his knees early, and he does that a lot, you can get him over that top corner. And in the AHL, they don't have as many guys that can pick him like they do in the NHL. So he can probably get away with it a little more. So, anyways, I went on a big run here. Aren't you going live today? Or do you not go on Mondays? Sorry, I want to remember when you go live so I can watch it, or at least I'll watch it recorded. Well, I'll give you a quick opinion. Okay, I'll the couple ones I had a tough time with. Maybe you don't want to tell me because it's like could be a client play or whatever. I don't want you to tell me anything like that. But do you think Pittsburgh could take Anaheim? Like after that big loss against the Rangers? Like if there's one thing about Anaheim, they're a bunch of young and dumb kids. And Pittsburgh does have veterans and they will outwork you. Minus 155 for Anaheim. Oh, Prez was on. Shoot. What time does that start? You eventually got to Toronto's games. I imagine Prez was telling you about all of his escapades. Didn't he go to like the baseball game and what was it? And he went to the hockey game and then the baseball game, and then he came on your show after that. And it was after 9 o'clock too. So we know what happens after 9 o'clock with Prez. Maybe he holds off and waits a little later if he's doing a late live like that. I don't know. Overpriced, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's link doesn't work that I sent you. Yeah. If he was he's talkative to begin with. I love Prez, man. It's freaking awesome. Why wouldn't it work? I'll send it in here. Try to do it from here. I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not. You can come on too, man. But Andrew, if you want, I just sent the link down there. Oh, maybe it won't let me. Okay, try it. Well, that should be it. You should be able to come on. I wonder if I can just add you. No. There you are. Okay. We're talking to Andrew McKinnis here. He's like one of my favorite cappers of all time, man.
Oh yeah, I know Andrew. He's cool.
Andrew. He's the best. Like when he's, I'm on the Ice Guys now, of course, but when he was on the Ice Guys, when they were doing that show, man, that was just amazing. I watch that Wager Talk all the time. Him and those guys are great. I just love them.
Yeah, I see him on the live betcast.
You saw both home teams lose, yeah. So he must have been crying about that. And Toronto, yeah, Toronto loses. I'm gonna have to watch that show. I'm gonna watch that show. Don't tell me what he said. I'll watch that afterwards recorded because I want to hear what Prez had to say about that Toronto game, man. Yeah, I know. The Ice Guys is friggin', it's awesome. When I was offered to go on there, I was just like, what? Never. It was it's so much fun. That's your Wager Talk in that show, I think, is the best that there is. Oh, there he is. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo,
how you doing, Andrew?
I was like, talking in the live chat box. I only have like I gotta get out of the office at some point, but I was like, I might as well talk for a second. Come on with you guys. So how you guys? I gotta say, I just love that tag, the NHL All-Star Bets. I feel like whenever I see that, I'm like, man, you're putting some pressure on yourself there with that name. Like, you better be hitting bets every night with that name. That name puts pressure. You can't lose one bet with that name.
my teammates kept calling me the All-Star because I think I'm an All-Star.
Okay.
His name's Rolly, but we call him All-Star. I always call him
All-Star. I like that.
Yeah, buddy. So, yeah, I'll watch that after while I'm doing stuff.
It was funny. It was funny. Well, the thing is like, so the idea of the show, it's like similar to us chatting on here. And I don't know for you if it's all about tomorrow when you're chatting with your show, but like for me, I've been trying to make it a lot more about like tomorrow. But I've also realized that like, see, the thing is like, let's say somebody watched, like, let's say you watched it in like an hour, right? And we were sweating out a live bet. Then you wouldn't really care as much about us sweating a live bet out that you already know the score of. But I realized that people are probably only going to watch this show up until when puck time goes. And then after that, they're going to only watch puck time. So I feel like, you know how like you can start a project and I can plan all summer for starting my new show. But then once it happens, you might learn a few things. And I feel like what I've learned is that it's going to be more so about the next couple hours, like either live or people overnight on the West Coast or whatever, because so anyway, Prez came in, he was talking about football, NFL, not even hockey. And then we're talking about the Leafs. And so it took us like 15 minutes to actually get to the slate tomorrow, but then we eventually got there. I don't know if there were any substances holding us back from getting to tomorrow's slate.
Well, I know he has an after 9 o'clock ritual there. I don't know if that's something that he holds off on if he's going to go live or not. But and not only that, he went to the games, so he doesn't drink. I know that, so it wasn't.
No, doesn't drink. He
hates alcohol.
Me and Carmine went to dinner with him, and he won't have a glass of wine. He won't even have a glass of wine or a beer.
No, I heard him say he literally hates alcohol.
Yeah, good for him though. Never has it.
Yeah. How was your day? How did you do today? I had St. Louis best bet, and I had Marchenko over 2.5 shots. That was my
Marchenko. He's good, man. He's good. I had kind of a mixed bag of a day. I hit Tampa team total over, and then I had nice. It was a good price, and I had Tampa parlayed with the Leafs. And I was like, am I getting greedy? And I'm like, no, I think the Leafs are going to bounce back. And of course, we all know what happened with that. But that loss, small play on the Islanders. I hate the Islanders, but I was like, maybe they can step up in this spot.
I actually had Winnipeg. You took the Islanders because of the record against Winnipeg, right?
Yeah, and I just thought, you know what? This team at home, they have had a slow start to the year. And then I had my late night play was LA, Minnesota over 5.5. After I went live, I turned on the game on my phone. I'm praying for an empty net goal. Yeah. I didn't get the empty, but LA scored. So I was happy with that. And so far, I mean, we're only a handful of days into the NHL season, but the good days have been really good, and the bad days have been like not even bad at all. It's so that's when you have a losing day, you just want it to be minimal damage, and so far that's really what it's been. You know,
I had one bad one, but it's not bad. It's early, so I'm not really too worried. But I'm not going high on it. What I do is my premium plays. As long as they hit, all their other ones are just fun plays, like just little inside stuff. So that's the way I do it. But what was I going to say? The Winnipeg game. The reason why I took Winnipeg is I looked at the record that against the Islanders, and it was all late season that they lost. And Winnipeg the first 15, 20 games, man, they just go balls out, right?
They're unreal.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Minus 120. I don't like this Islanders team at all. Soroka. I think that team's going to just be terrible this year.
The Isles decor looks horrible. Tony D'Angelo as your first pair with Romanov.
Yeah. Pulock is pretty bad.
I said one team that looks horrible with their defense, and everybody seemed like they felt this way too, was LA. Like LA, they're going to be like, obviously you would have got lucky today if you took Minnesota's. Well, if you took them to get to 3, you won, but 4. But either way, like, so LA's played what? How many games now? And they've
like 4.
Like Kings NHL score. Let me see, because they gave up 4 goals against the Avalanche, right? Or no, 5 goals against the Avalanche, or 4 goals against the Avalanche, 5 goals against the Knights, 3 against the Jets, and then 4 against the Wild. One of them was a shootout, but still, like, I don't know. I feel like this Kings team has more offensive touch this year, but they're going to have less defensive ability.
Well, the problem with the offense, sorry about that. Go NHL.
They have really good high-end players, but their coach doesn't know how to use them. And like what you practice matters. And I don't think they're practicing the right things. Like scoring goals, you got to practice.
But I think they've got solid threes, like very good two-way defensive forwards. But I think this year nobody can move the puck. So they got to do all the work in the defensive zone, and by the time they get to the offensive zone, they're done. And that's the point. Like CC, come on, man.
Yeah,
unreal.
Demelin's a good defensive defenseman, but I mean, he can't move the puck. Like they don't have anybody who can move the puck back there, except for Clark, but he's just a kid yet. So, and
Brant Clark, he brings down the mean of their age by like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's the youngest on their team by a mile.
And then Kemper, I mean, did we really expect him to have 2 great years in a row?
Exactly, yeah.
So, did you take LA to miss? I didn't. Because that division's too bad. That division.
Yeah, that's the thing. Their offense will help them out enough. I mean, if we're being completely honest, though, they did play a tough schedule. Like, they've played some of the best teams in the whole conference. Like, they played Avalanche, Knights, Jets, Wild. I mean, I think you're going to have Thursday. So they played tonight on a Monday. You know how some people will say, like, oh, first game back from a road trip? Well, here's something that people won't realize, because if you use that angle on, like, every angle has their spots, but their next game is on Thursday. So it's not like they're going to be that tired. They're going to get home tonight late. I'm guessing they're going to leave tonight from Minnesota. They're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday to practice or relax, and they're going to play a game Thursday night. Anybody looking at the slate's going to say first game back from the road trip. Well, first game back from the road trip.
Not when you got that much time in between.
Yeah, the Penguins are brutal.
And the thing is, they do have a whole bunch of new defensemen there, which is probably part of the reason why they're having the problem, is they haven't played with each other before. So now they're going to have time to practice together for real. So who are they playing that day? That game?
Pens.
Penguins.
Oh, they'll beat the Pens.
The Penguins. Yeah.
Yeah. They should slaughter the Pens. The Pens they're going to play with pride for a while. And then
I like the Pens coach. He's really good. Yeah. The NTDP hire.
Yeah, he'll be good. You're right. Yeah.
He will be good. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter, though. That team,
their defense is bad. and their goaltending.
Witherspoon is your top LD. Come on now. You're not going to be. Jeez, what the hell is that?
My best friend Blake Lazat is on. He's a good penalty killer though. He's my best friend.
No way.
Yeah, he's from Minnesota, and I work for a hockey company that trains NHL players, college, high school, like boys, girls. It's a good job.
Cool. That's sweet, man. You live in Minnesota? Or you live? Sorry, where'd you say you live?
Can't hear you now. Minnesota. He does live in Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sweet, man. What a job.
Yeah.
Training. Yeah, man. Especially if you can produce good athletes and like actually end up seeing them make that full next step is probably a cool feeling. I don't know if we lost you or not, but
can you hear us? I think he lost. I think I don't think he can hear us for some reason.
Are we getting the silent treatment?
No, I don't think he can hear us.
Oh no!
Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. He buffered out.
All right, brother. I'm gonna head out. It's pretty late where I am. I'm gonna do some capping.
Awesome.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for coming on.
For having me.
I haven't talked to you. Wow, last time I talked to you was on the Ice Guys when you came on there. So
yeah, man. Good to see you.
You must be grinding it out now. You're doing night
excited,
shows, man. The early show. How the heck are you doing all this, dude?
Because I don't do other sports as much, so I'm the hockey guy, you know. So I gotta own my craft, right? So
I haven't did. Yeah, one thing. So take care, buddy.
Take care. See ya.
See ya. All right. Well, I guess I got to head out. So, that was a surprise move by Andrew, but it's 1:16 now. I better get to all the games. I don't know if anybody's going to actually watch the rest of it now, because we talked so much about all the other stuff. Yeah, we got to everything. The only thing we didn't talk about was Carolina and the Sharks. Oh, we didn't talk about Dallas and Minnesota either. Jeez. Dallas, Minnesota, I'm taking Dallas. Carolina, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Sharks won that. I would not be surprised if the Sharks won that. Carolina is probably going to play their backup. Probably go the over. Over, whatever the over is. All right. That's my full 42. I got to get out of here now. Yeah, it was fun times. Oh, who's here? Somebody's still here? If somebody's still here, I'll talk to you. That's it? Russell. Okay. See you, Russell. You've been listening the whole time. Over in the San Jose game, and Dallas should beat Minnesota after all that backup. They're going to have, they put the kid in today, so they're going to have their number one in there. They should win that game. They just won against Colorado. They're coming in fat. Yeah. Dallas should win that game. And I like the over in the San Jose Carolina game. I think everything's over for that team right now. Nedeljkovic is probably going to be in net. Yeah, had that rough go that last game. I'm sure he'll bounce back, but Nedeljkovic bounce back is still not much of a bounce. So the defense is terrible. It all depends on how much Carolina cares about that game. That's really what it comes down to. It's almost like a live bet game. If Carolina comes out and they want to put it to them, they'll put it to them. But if they come out and they're just like, this is San Jose, what do they got next? What do they got next? I think they got LA or something like that after this. That'll be one hell of a game. I suppose I should have talked with man, oh man, is my computer moving slow? Wow. There we go. Anaheim after that. Should be 2 games they can win. They could shut down San Jose. They could play like a complete defensive game, but just shut them down. They're going to play a backup. So who is the backup right now? Staying on here. Oh, Busey, Brandon Busey. You know what? He actually probably will play pretty well. You come up in spot duty. I wouldn't doubt if he plays pretty well. But I still say the over. Ned is your guy. Loved him in Chicago. Yeah. Should be. You want to say over, but the thing is Carolina, they're going to get up and just shut things down. That's the way they do it. Nedeljkovic. Did not Nedeljkovic play in Carolina one time? I think he's played just about freaking everywhere now that I think about it. Was it? Did he play in Carolina for a little bit? Help me out here. I want to say that he did. I know he played. No, he played in Detroit. Played in Pittsburgh. He played somewhere else too. I could have swore it was Carolina. But I'd say over 1.5 first period for sure. Carolina's going to want to put it away early. San Jose doesn't know how to do anything else but. You don't think so? No. I could find out. I could just look real quick. It's taking a long time. Okay. Yes, he did play for Carolina. I was right. Carolina, Detroit, Pittsburgh, San Jose. He played there for a long time too, actually. So he's playing against his old team. There's that. Maybe Nedeljkovic oversaves. And Dallas should beat Minnesota. Although they didn't have like a super hard game against LA, but minus 192 though. Minus 192 plus 160. Wow. What do you do with that? I think that's a little ridiculous. She's plus 150 plus one and Minnesota 1.5 is minus 155. It's early in the season. Minnesota's probably not going to be. Oh, there I go. I'm gone. You can probably hear me. my camera went out on me. You can still hear me though, all right, huh? like his saves. Well, minus 192 and not doing that. Everybody's now coming. I'll tell you what, I got to go do some stuff in my kitchen. Anybody that's in here right now, I'm going to go on Spaces for a while. So you can come over to Twitter Spaces. Pearlo's NHL POW. I got to get off of here. And you can't even see me anymore because my camera went out on me again. I got to figure out what's wrong with this. Anyways, Pearlo's NHL POW. Wait for it. I'll send it out here in a bit. I'll be like maybe 20 minutes and then I'll be on there. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate all of you. Watch the stream. We had a really good Andrew McGinnis came on, and I love that guy. He was awesome. We ended up we didn't even talk about picks, but if you go to where Andrew McGinnis comes in, and then you go after that until he's not here anymore, you'll get the picks for today. Anybody that's out there. So whoever came in right now, just go over to Twitter, Pearlo's NHL POW. Follow me. I'm going to go on Spaces and we can talk some more there. All right. See you later, everybody. Okay. Bye.